Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MU Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news, and we talk about Mason Greenwood. The news has just been broken today by Manchester United. They released a club statement on Mason Greenwood. A huge and big decision has been made. Mason Greenwood now his career is pretty much over at Manchester United. And you guys let me know in the comment sections what you feel about this, but we're gonna run down through what the club has to say and what's next for Mason Greenwood. But we know for sure he is not going to be continuing with Manchester United. This is what the club has to say. The club released a statement on Mason Greenwood and Manchester United has concluded its internal investigation into the allegation that was made against Mason Greenwood. They say that our process commenced in February 2023 following all charges against Mason being dropped. Throughout, we have taken into an account the wishes, the rights, and the perspective of the alleged victim along the club's stance on values and sought to collect as much information and context as possible. This has required us to process with sensitivity and care to obtain evidence not in the public domain, including from those who direct knowledge of the cases. So this is a long statement. I'm sure you probably read this. Based on the evidence available to us. We have concluded that the material posted online did not provide a full picture and that Mason did not commit the offenses in respect to which he was originally charged. That said, as Mason publicly acknowledged today, he has made mistakes which he is taking responsibilities for. All those involved, including Mason, recognize the difficulties with him recommencing his career at Manchester United. It has therefore been mutually agreed that it would be most appropriate for him to do so away from Old Trafford. So that is the key point here. That is the key point where we're trying to talk about here. So basically, Manchester United have said they don't want to keep Mason Greenwood. You guys let me know what you think about that. Soccer Like is in the building. Thank you for joining. Soccer Like said it's not right to let Mason Greenwood go. I don't know. It is a big debate. It is a big debate in terms of would you keep him? Would you let him go? Because a lot has been said and a lot has happened about Mason Greenwood. And it's a tricky one to say. I mean, in terms of football, you might say we need him back. But when you look at it from a bigger picture and a bigger concept, I think it might be the right decision. It might be the right decision. It has therefore been mutually agreed that he would be most appropriate for him to do so away from Old Trafford, which I just read, and we all know we will now work with Mason to achieve that outcome. So basically, United have decided to let him go. They have decided to let him go, and he's gonna have to find another club. But obviously, as a Manchester United fan, that is not our concern. But what we do know now is that United are letting Mason Green go. They basically pretty much they're letting him go for free. Pretty much they're letting him go for free. So what can you do? What can you do? Pasha says Greenwood has a lot to bring on the table. So for me, I think they didn't do the right decision. I mean, what puzzles me is that his wife is with him. They are together, isn't it? Am I mistaken? They are together. She has accepted him back. So that's the part that I don't get. If it's just incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, everybody thought just a week ago that Mason Greenwood will be returning to Manchester United. There were some news that United are considering to put him back on track and to put him. They did show us him training with a trainer, and they did tell us that he was going to come back to the team. But yesterday or the day before, there wasn't a statement that Manchester United made a U-turn. Yes, they made a U-turn, and that they decided not to let Mason Greenwood back into the team. And that's just an incredible news. We've seen from The Athletic. The Athletic also posted that United are considering getting Mason Greenwood back into the team. So I don't know what just happened. I really, really don't know what just happened. I don't know what made them change their mind in the last second. In the last second, something must have been done. Mike says, 50 years I've been a fan. I think the decision is wrong. It's all pressure from certain groups who don't believe in giving us a chance. Interesting point. William says, United are confused. I guess they are listening to the women. That is another point. That is another point. Are they really listening to that? Or are they saying, okay, we don't want to mess up our brand, like taking Mason Greenwood back into our team? Joseph, yo, what up? Thank you for joining. He said, that is sad. Yeah, it is very sad. But I'm looking at the notes. I mean, I'm looking at the poll here so far. 20% still says that it is the right decision to let Mason Greenwood go. Greenwood should have been at least been on loan. Yeah, that is a great point, Joseph. That is a great point. I think if we actually had let him go on loan and then let him play for a year or so and probably bring him back, that would have been best. That would have been best for Manchester United. But hey, they've decided to let him go, and he cost a lot of money. I'm sure the talent that he has, if you want to buy a player like Mason Greenwood, the Mason Greenwood that we saw in the previous seasons, I mean, he would cost more than 100 million. He would cost more than 100 million, and he's really young. So I don't think we can get a player like that. I don't think we can get a player like that. And whoever signs him, I think they're going to have a massive, massive boost in terms of quality they're going to get from Mason Greenwood. Mike says, I think it's a brand concern why United did a U-turn. I don't think it's a brand concern because the brand came out and said we have nothing to do with this. They actually allowed him to return. I think it's the group. I think it's a certain group that they did not want. I think it might be the women's team. They just did not want Mason Greenwood being given another chance. They just did not want that. Whoever gets him is going to get a gift. I agree with that. Kark says he made his bed and he's got to lie in it or he's got to lay in it. Okay, Pascal says Atalanta is considering to buy Mason Greenwood, and if he does, good there. He's going to have an amazing comeback. I think Roma is also looking at him. I think Jose Mourinho also wanted to sign him. He did show some interest in the past that he would be willing to take Mason Greenwood. Calvin says he's better than Anthony. He's better than all the strikers that we have, I'm telling you. In terms of finishing at least. He's better than all of them. Joseph is asking who did not want Mason Greenwood. It could be, I mean, I don't know for a fact, but it could be the women's team. there were certain groups that they didn't want. They did not want him back to Manchester United. If you're just tuning in, like I was talking about here, Mason Greenwood is no longer a Manchester United player. It's done and dusted, people. It's done and dusted. He won't be returning. He won't be returning. This is coming from The Athletic as well. Mason Greenwood and Manchester United, the U-turn. What happened and why? I mean, in February 2022, less than a month ago, Richard Arnold basically did address that all staff meetings from the club's Old Trafford stadium. The executive showed a video celebrating United's on-pitch goals and success from year gone. But Richard Arnold also was open to having Mason Greenwood back. Mason Greenwood back to Manchester United. Something just happened. Something must have happened. Joseph says he's 100% better than all the strikers. Robbie says big loss. Odie says Greenwood should not go, maybe on loan because the guy is better than Anthony. We cannot blame the Women United team. We can't. We don't know. Eventually, it's Manchester United making this decision. So we just gonna have to take a look at it from that perspective. Kirk says Alex said he was the best prospect. And what can we do other than wish him well? Yeah. Best of luck for him. Best of luck for him. But it is a lesson. It is a lesson for all men that you can't just do stuff like that. You just can't do stuff like that. It's a fact. I mean, we've heard the video. We've seen the video. It might be, we don't know what happened, but we kind of saw what went down at that time. And a lot of people thought that he had no way back to the team after that video, no matter the decision of the court. And it does seem like that, basically, now that there's no way back for him. It's finished. It's done and dusted now. Pasha says the women's team is just overreacting because they think he's going to repeat his mistake again, but he's learned his lesson, so he's got to come back, says Pasha. I don't think that's the reason why. I think they don't want him to be given another chance. He's not going to repeat it, but he's not going to repeat it again. Obviously, I mean, hopefully he won't do that, some kind of stuff again. But I do think that they want him punished. They want him punished. They don't want it. They don't want him to return. They don't want him to be given a second chance. That's the reason why, I think. Joseph says, I feel bad for all the players blamed for those cases. Judy says, what happened? I've just come in. Yeah, so basically Mason Greenwood, Manchester United career is over. United have released a statement, if you're just tuning in, have released a statement that it's best for the club and for Mason Greenwood to be apart, which means he is no longer a Manchester United player. They're going to release him for free. For free. Yeah. Crazy. Joseph says Greenwood was not guilty, I think. I mean, in court, he's not guilty. But somehow United also decided, basically, they decided that it comes with a lot of baggage, right? This thing comes with a lot of baggage, and they don't want that printed on their badge. They don't want that getting connected to Manchester United. That is the reason why they're letting him go, basically. That is the reason why they're letting him go, because of that. If he was guilty, he would be in prison. Great point. Mike says Greenwood will have a last laugh when he plays against United and score a hat-trick. Possibly, we'll never know that. I think we will see Greenwood play in another Premier League club. I doubt that. I mean, in the future, we might. But I don't think we're going to see that right now. Like this season, I don't think we're going to see that. He's probably going to go abroad and come back. That is my thinking. I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah, people. Massive news just came out today, and Mason Greenwood, Manchester United have announced that Mason Greenwood will be leaving the club following an internal investigation into the allegation of attempted rape, controlling and coercive behavior, and assault against him. It's unclear what the nature of Greenwood's exit will be. We just don't know that. We still don't know that. But in the statement, the club has confirmed that they're going to be parting way with Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood also made a statement. He also made a statement, and we're going to take a look at that shortly here. So Mason Greenwood did come out and released a statement. So he says, I want to start by saying I understand that people will judge me because of what they have seen and heard on social media, and I know people will think the worst. I was brought up to know the violence or abuse in any relationship is wrong, and I did not do the thing I was accused of. In February, I was cleared of all charges. However, I fully accept I made mistakes in my relationship, and I take my share of responsibilities for the situations which led to the social media posts. I am learning to understand my responsibilities to set a good example as a professional footballer, and I'm focused on the big responsibilities of being a father as well as a good partner. Today's decision has been part of my collaborative process between Manchester United, my family, and me. The best decision for all of us is for me to continue my football career away from Old Trafford, where my presence will not be a distraction for the club. This is a good statement right here. They're saying that it is going to be a distraction for the club. That's why it is kind of like a mutual agreement that Mason leaving and the club also want him to leave, basically. And he continues to say, I thank the club for their support since I joined age 7. They will always be a part of me, which is united. I'm enormously grateful to my family and all my loved ones for their support. And it's now for me to repay the trust those around me have shown. And I intend to be a better footballer, but most importantly, a good father, a better person, and to use my talent is a positive way on and off the pitch. So this is the statement, but pretty much this is a statement that he has released. So basically, he's agreed with the decision. I mean, whether he agrees with the decision or not, it's done, people. It's done. He is out and he is not coming back. He is not coming back, people. Let me just quickly read out some of the comments here. Okay, so Julie says, I thought he was going to be given a chance. Oh God, all these power of women's team, I think. Yeah, it is a rumor. We still don't know exactly why and the process of him leaving Manchester United. We don't have the full scope yet. We do not have the full scope yet. Benjamin Mendy just joined. That is not related to this news. Mike says no Premiership team will pick him up right now. That is an interesting point, Mike. Williams says we are all sinners. If God can forgive us, then who are we to object? Interesting point again. Calvin says he was still young. People can change with good counseling. I don't think he's going to repeat this again. I do not think this is going to happen again, whether these allegations are false or true. I mean, he was cleared by the court. So let's be clear. Every time you get cleared by the court, that doesn't mean you're not guilty. I mean, in the law, you're not guilty. But if there are certain crimes, I mean, we've seen people get away with murder, for example. I mean, we've seen that in the past. What I'm saying is just because looking at the court says he's not guilty, it doesn't mean he didn't do anything. It just doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that he didn't do anything. In his statement, he's apologizing for some of the stuff that he has done in that video. Yosef says, UBHD says, I really don't get how she went and had a baby with someone who abused her. That is a great point. That is a great point that I'm still confused about. How is it that she can take him back, but Manchester United cannot take him back? That just puzzles me. That just completely puzzles me. I don't know. I don't understand these politics, guys. I do not understand these politics. I'll see you, Joseph. I'll see you. Julie says, Mason is being used as an example for all footballers. So sad. He's still young. Wish him all the best. That is another point that we want to talk about. Basically, if you let Mason Greenwood back into the team, basically you're saying it's okay to do this to women. That's basically what you're saying. Even though the court has cleared them, that's basically what you're saying. And I think Manchester United just don't want that on their name. Like I said, they don't want that on their name. And that is the reason why they let him go. What doesn't kill him will make him stronger, says Calvin. Great way to put it. Great way to put it. But that is it. That is the breaking news I wanted to bring you, guys. Make sure to smash a like on the stream, guys. Everybody, make sure to smash a like on the stream. Leave your comment. You leave your thoughts. Is it the right decision? Is it the wrong decision? Leave that in the comment sections. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.